Welcome to another video. We are back playing Umi Swordsoul. Now this is one of the most popular decks I've played on my channel. People love it. They love seeing the power of Umi mixed with Swordsoul together. So let's show it off right here. Now, we got a bunch of worms in our hand, but we're just going straight for the Umi draw. We got the Sea Stealth. We're going to set the Electric Jellyfish. We're going to send our Pacifist to the graveyard. It's just pure value. Even has the Phantasm Spiral on field, which is going to let us protect ourselves, hopefully. See what the opponent can do. Opponent with a Cosmic Cyclone. Now, we pretty much have to negate this. If this gets banished, opponent's going to be able to do whatever they want. So, negate with a Jelly. And opponent going for the Forbidden Droplet. Now, I don't know if I would say this is a mistake. Opponent could have switched the order of these, especially since they discarded this from hand instead of using the Cyclone that was on the field.
Oops.
I don't know if people know you can do this. You can send cards from the field, so opponent could have sent the Cyclone instead of the called by. But opponent is going to target the Jelly, but they didn't send a trap, so we can respond with the Sea Stealth and dodge. Get dodge in. And with the Jelly off the field, the Droplet doesn't get to negate. So Jelly negate goes through. Droplet does nothing. Cyclone is negated, and opponent gave up a call by for no reason. Let's see what else they got though. 1-for-1, discarding Ash Blossom, playing Prank Kids. All right, Prank Kids, very powerful deck. This isn't the strongest board you could have made, and opponent is gonna go off full Prank Kids combo. Now, Prank Kids does a lot of wombo comboing. They spin some Prank Kids around. And then they end with a fusion monster. So let's see how it happens. If you're getting tired of waiting for Prank Kids, why don't you subscribe to the channel? I'll have lots of new videos along with more Umi Swordsoul in the future. Opponent's almost done, hopefully. Going into Nightmare Unicorn. Opponent really scared of the Sea Stealth. Someone has hurt them. Someone has hurt them. They discarded their second last card and got rid of it, shuffled it into the deck, so we have no protection now. Opponent with the last card being Thunder Dragon Fusion, they're going to make the Battle Butler. And Battle Butler has two effects. They can quick effect tribute it to destroy all monsters we control, and they can also target a non-fusion in the graveyard and special summon it. Opponent shuffling 3 cards back. And I believe the Battle Butler has another ability, and we're about to see it. So, opponent, we're going to activate here, and I'm like, okay, I'm safe. I can negate with the Jellyfish. So we're going to summon Ecclesia, and opponent activates the Battle Butler, but Battle Butler has a bit of a trick, and I forgot. You can banish one of the Prank Kids from the graveyard, the Meow Meow Moo, instead of tributing it. So he actually can activate the effect twice. So we think we're smart here with the Jellyfish negating, but opponent just activates it a second time in response, wiping our entire field. This is not ideal. We're going to activate Ecclesia here, but what can Ecclesia do? Get a monster that's going to die. We'll get this Moyi.
Oops.
But Battle Butler's wiping the whole field. We got nothing. Luckily, we still have Tenyis, so we're going to Tenyi, summon the Vishuda, link off into the Monk, special summon that Aura, go into the Link to Tenyi. After sending this Nightmare Unicorn back to our opponent's extra deck, the nightmare has ended. Get the Shaman. Shaman gonna reanimate a worm, and you're about to find out. Worm value. The best normal worm you can get, Phantasm Spiral Dragon. We even get to add the Vishuda back to hand for a little bit of more interaction, and when you attack with a normal monster, Shaman pops a card on the field, so we get to pop our opponent's Prank Kids Pranks. The pranks have ended. Opponent down to 3,500 life. They got 1 card in hand. Let's see if they can recover. Opponent activating Thunder Dragon Fusion to draw a card. Drawing a Fancies. Not even drawing, searching for a card. We get a token. And opponent is conceding. They have no more plays. Alright. There we go. Umi Swordsoul showing off its power. Not even a great hand against a very strong deck. Alright. Let's go on to the next game. I will have the full deck list at the end of the video if you want to see what Umi Swordsoul is made of right now. But right now, let's search for the one and only Ocean Dragon Lord. We're only running one. We're gonna go for the strategist first. This is because I was worried. Now maybe call me a coward here, but I was worried. I felt a hang. I thought my opponent had something. If they have Imperm, if they have Ash Blossom, then this gets a lot worse. So I made protection with the Barandafleur instead of going for the Swordsoul level 10 Synchro Supreme Sovereign. Supreme Sovereign has really great synergy with this deck. If you can get it set up, Sea Stealth 2 with Supreme Sovereign means you can banish your own monster to trigger the Supreme Sovereign and banish a card from the field and graveyard every turn for free repeatedly. But we went for the Baron instead. Maybe a mistake. Opponent seemed to have nothing. Going for a Dragon Maid low par. Okay, so now we know what was going on. Opponent had Dragon Maids. We're going to negate the Lorpar to keep our Barandafleur. Negate. We definitely want to have that negate going on. Phantasm Spiral token from the field spell. Also searching for the Spiral Dragon. Opponent with a Laundry Dragon Maid. And a Dragon Maid changeover. Now, I don't know how Dragon Maids work. I negated this. Probably correct to negate it. Force opponent to do this. They can activate the changeover in the graveyard. Return a monster to their hand. And add the changeover back to their hand, so they can just try it again. Second changeover. Alright, opponent got the Xiao. And Xiao can negate, and also has a lot of attack points. Baron is dead. But we got one over on the Dragon Maids. We got the Ocean Dragon Lord. Opponent gonna special summon the only Dragon Maid they can, the water one. So they are Omi locked right now. Opponent was lucky to have a water Dragon Maid. Let's activate Fish Sonar. Opponent gonna negate our Jellyfish and also negate the Sea Stealth. So gotta pay attention to that. Sea Stealth negated, meaning we can't attack into the Xiao and pop it with the Sea Stealth. So let's set up our board a little bit. Draw to a Maxi and another Phantasm Spiral. We got Electric Jellyfish number 2, and Ocean Dragon Lord. And opponent not reading. Opponent got you with the not reading. Attacking into the Sea Stealth. Now, why couldn't she out negate? Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I will say that it's probably because this monster's effect has to special summon a House Dragon Maid from the extra deck, and House Dragon Maid is not water, so opponent would not be allowed to do that because of the Ocean Dragon Lord on the field. That is the ruling I have made. Let it be known. That is Sim King's ruling. Well, let's finish off our Dragon Maid opponent. Summon the Moyi. Now, if you want to do some nice synchro summoning on your turn, you can actually just use Sea Stealth to remove your Ocean Dragon Lord, get rid of the Water Lock for your turn, so you can synchro summon whatever Sword Souls you want. But we got easy lethal here. Only gonna try and Laundry Maid. We're gonna negate with the Jellyfish. No jumping off the field, opponent. Dragon Maid straight to the graveyard. And let's attack for easy lethal with the Draco Berserker. Alright, very sweet game versus Dragon Maids. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, we got a very bricky hand here. Not really anything we can use to set up a strong board, so we're gonna do some bluffing. Do some good bluffing. Set Sea Stealth, Imperm, and a call by. Hope for the best. Cyber Emergency. Now, you can't really ash this because if you ash it, they just discard a card and add it back to their hand. Let's negate the Cyber Dragon Core. This is usually what you want to negate when you're playing against Cyber Dragons. Opponent gonna Power Bond. And Cyber Dragon's very good at OTKing. Luckily we have enough interruption we can stop him here. They're gonna try and pop our 2 back row. Well, we're gonna negate with the Imperm. And unfortunately we are forced to use our Call by the Grave there as well, so we needed to Imperm this anyway, so I guess it was lucky and also unlucky. Opponent made some picks and forced our play here. Negate that hurts. That was going to search for a Cyber Dragon of some sort. And we're going to negate Rampage Dragon's effect. They would have been able to attack us 3 times, which would have been very lethal. So glad we stopped that. We got to hope for some good top decks here. Now Fish Sonar, we got 2 options. Jellyfish or the Ocean Dragon Lord. And if opponent has no disruption, which is a high ask, we maybe can get the Ocean Dragon Lord online. Opponent going for the overflow, popping, and that is not ideal. And now we're adding a Pacifist. Now maybe this deck should run one copy of the other Umi spell, Sea Stealth 2, because Sea Stealth 2 lets you resummon a monster during the battle phase. Maybe something to consider. One copy of Sea Stealth 2. Opponent going for a Raigeki. Now we do get the token. Token is an upside, but opponent has a Metal Reflect Slime. It is a trap that makes a level 10 Aqua monster with 0 attack, and that's gonna let them go into. I was waiting for them to have it. Surely they don't have it, but opponent has it. They have the God Slime, and God Slime, it doesn't matter. He's got 3k attack. He's gonna hit us for easy lethal, and we're gonna give up right now. All right, opponent got us. That's okay. Let's go on to the next game. All right, now you might be asking, why don't I have the water field? Water field can give away that you're playing a water deck. We don't want our opponents to know that we're sneaking water cards into our Swordsoul. Opponent using Metal Foes Fusion to draw a card and playing with new cards. They got the Therion Colosseum and they added the Therion to their hand, Therion King Regulus. But why didn't our opponent search in and they're ending the turn? Why did not opponent summon their Therion? Well, maybe we'll find out, but maybe it's because opponent has too many Sky Striker spells. Opponent with Immobilize, Linkage, and the Widow Anchor. So if you have a monster in your main monster zone, which those Therions are, then you can't activate your Sky Striker spells, although Therion King Regulus uses himself to negate, so I think opponent should have summoned the Regulus. If they just linked up the Sky Striker Ace, this would have gone in the graveyard, and then they could have just summoned the Regulus, and then they would have had a negate. Just negate whatever I do first, and then you can use your Sky Striker spells. Opponent, playing a little carefully there. Alright, well let's tear apart this Swordsoul player. Or, sorry, Sky Striker player. We're the Swordsoul player. Don't get confused. Summon the Moyi. Revealing a Shuna. Opponent going for the Widow Anchor. Gonna negate the Moyi. You know what? We expected this. We were ready. Let's Strategist. Special Summon. Make the Baron. Now we got a negate. We got a pop. Deal some damage to our opponent. Let's activate the Emergence. Get the Taya. Pop. That face down. Opponent's going to banish our Shuna from the graveyard. That is a little unfortunate. We could have used that Ashuna to get another body on field. Let's normal summon Taya. Get the Swordsoul token. Get our Dragate. And now we got once per turn spell, trap, negate, and destroy. Now we can use Fish Sonar to search for our Ocean Dragonlord. Although we used our normal summon, we can't summon him this turn. Let's go to battle. Attack over the Side Striker. Attack into our opponent. Get him with the Baranda Fleur. Set this Imperm and pass back to them. Opponent didn't activate the Mecha modules in their end phase because they knew we could negate with a Dragite. Opponent summoning the Therion Regulus, and it is not an inherent summon, it is an effect that summons, which means we can negate with Baron, send it to the graveyard. Did not fall for the bait of the Disc Colosseum there. Let's negate the effect of Sky Striker modules. Negate and destroy with the Dragite. Opponent got one card face down. It is Immobilize. Summoning the Hayate, and they're going to try and add a Sky Striker card to their graveyard. And then they're going to link up into the Kagari, try and add a card from their graveyard to hand, but we got the negate with the Imperm and opponent. That's going to leave you with not much going on. Ocean Dragonlord going to come down and get easy lethal. And opponent is done. There is no recovery. Alright, very sweet game. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, we got a very good mix of Swordsoul and Umi cards. And our opponent is going first. Now I do like to show games where I'm going second. Swordsoul very strong going second. But sometimes opponents take a very long time. Opponent is doing Sky Striker things. Sorry, Striker Dragon things. This is Dragon Link. And opponent is gonna do a lot of summoning. Now, I'm gonna fast forward this. You're getting the speed replay of this, but in real life, this took a very long time. Opponent was spending a long time thinking before doing each action. We have no interaction, so we're not hanging, forcing our opponent to, you know, play around something. Opponent just going, doing their own thing. Let's fast forward this for you, and we'll see what they end on. Okay, opponent finally ending their turn with a Borland Dragon and a Borload Savage Dragon with 2 negate counters. So Borland Dragon can't be destroyed by battle card effects, can't be targeted, it can attack all monsters we control, and can quick effect target an effect monster on the field and a rocket monster in the graveyard, negate the effects. So opponent really has 2 negates, an Omni negate and a negate with the Borland. Chaos Ruler does not have a quick effect, but it can resummon itself from the graveyard. And I don't know what this Chaos Creator is doing. It doesn't have any effects. So let's see if we can get through this board. We do have the Jellyfish. Jellyfish very key here. Let's start off with the Phantasm spell and summon the Jellyfish, and this gives us a negate. Jellyfish can negate when the Umi's field spell is on the field. Let's activate Ecclesia. Opponent gonna negate with the Borload, and we're gonna negate with the Jellyfish. And we still have this Swordsoul Emergence in hand. We can search for the Long Gun and discard this Blackout. So opponent is negating with a Borland. We get the Moyi. Moyi gonna activate. Opponent's kind of forced to negate here, but opponent conceding. Wait, what happened? Opponent, you ran out of time. They spent so long comboing, they forgot that they have to actually interact with us. Wow, alright, very tragic opponent. Maybe next time. Let's go on to the next game. Bit of a slow hand here, forced to set 3 back row. This does sometimes happen. We do have Maxi though. Opponent playing Mutant. Let's hope Maxi can refill our hand. Opponent activate a Mutant to special summon itself, and it's Maxi time. Hopefully we can Maxi into victory. Opponent gonna summon the Mutant. Activate the M05's effect. We're gonna negate with Call by the Grave. Wasn't necessary to negate, but we do want to try and slow our opponent down a little bit in case they can OTK us. Banish and negate the Mutant. Opponent activating Mutant. Wait, are they all called Mutant? Special summoning an Arsenal. Attacking directly, and this is unaffected by trap cards, so we can't impermanent. Set 3 back row. Pretty strong start from the opponent. We got good mix though. Fish Sonar. Gonna get us the Electric Jellyfish. Jellyfish, you gotta wait. We're gonna special summon Ecclesia first. Opponent with a trap trick. Can search for any trap here. They're going for Ice Dragon's Prison. Actually pretty good against Swordsoul, since if we send a Swordsoul to the graveyard, or a Worm to the graveyard, they can activate that, special summon, pop a monster on our field. So let's summon the Jellyfish. Normal summon Jellyfish, activate. Special summon this Spiral Dragon from hand. Opponent gonna negate. That actually is good. We kind of want Jelly to get negated because Jelly sending the field spell to the graveyard is a cost, so we get that anyway. And now we can chain activate Sea Stealth Attack. Now opponent has an effect here in Mutant Arsenal. Quick effect. They can banish a card from their hand or field, target a monster on the field, and banish it when we activate a monster effect. So we were waiting to activate a monster effect, hoping to negate with the Jellyfish. But we can't negate with Jellyfish without the field spell. Opponent activating the Arsenal, targeting the Jellyfish. Jellyfish is popped. But we get the Moyi, and opponent has used their banish. And we got the field spell. Moyi gonna activate. We get the Phantasm Spiral Dragon. We get the Swordsoul token. Grandmaster on the field. Showing off Swordsoul Umi combined power. Let's draw a card. And search with the Grandmaster. Searching it with into Ataya. Giving us something to discard with the Strategist. And now it's Sea Stealth time. We got Sea Stealth. We can banish a monster once per turn and banish field and graveyard with Che Ying. But it's not going to matter. We got easy lethal on the opponent. Let's get in for easy lethal. There you go. Swordsoul Umi versus Mutant. Great game. Alright, let's go on to the deck list. Alright, here is Swordsoul Umi. This is the full deck list that I've been playing, and it's very easy to rank up with this deck. I was still in gold, and I was like, you know what? Why am I in gold? Let's do some games and rank up. And I ranked up real fast with this. So we got pretty much a minimal Umi package in this. We got all the searches with fish sonar. We got 2 copies of Pacific's Phantasm City. And we got only 1 copy of the Sea Stealth Attack. So you could say this is a Swordsoul deck with Umi as a tech engine, and I think that's fair. I've seen builds where Umi is more focused and the Swordsoul is supplemental, but with Swordsoul you want to have a high worm count, so I think it is ideal to have more worm Swordsoul cards rather than going higher on the Umi package. You do get to search for your Phantasm Spiral Dragon with the field spell, so it is possible that you might want to do a more Pacifist build, put in more Pacifist, put in more Umi stuff, and then play the Swordsoul secondary. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments if you want me to make a more Umi focused build and reduce the amount of Swordsoul on this and see how it plays, because that's definitely something I could try out. In the extra deck, I'll just pan through quickly, but I haven't changed this extra deck since the last time I played Swordsoul Umi Control, so take a quick look here, but all these cards were used, except the Sinister Sovereign, who probably could get cut for another Supreme Sovereign, or a level 9, since I'm not a huge fan of this one. So yeah, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.